Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Eva, and today we are going to be talking about the new Chanel 2023 holiday collection. Also, wanted to quickly address my voice. I haven't filmed in over a week because I have been sick. I'm finally feeling better, but you may still hear that congestion in my voice that I wanted to address. But today we are going to be talking about a couple of pieces from the new Chanel 2023 holiday collection. I was in Austin visiting my friend and there was a Chanel beauty boutique and I ran in and asked them, do you have any of the new yet to be released holiday collection in store? And they did, and they sold me a couple of items. So we are going to be going through what those items are. I am going to be applying them, doing a first impression, and sharing my overall thoughts. So if that sounds of interest to you, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and keep on watching. Now, I'm trying to find more details online about this collection. It's a little bit hard because it has not yet been released on the Chanel website. You can get it in person at Chanel boutiques. So I'm going to do my best to kind of just describe the two items that I have, and I will go over price points as well. So the two items I picked up are the highlighter, which is the Chanel Duo Lumière Illuminating Powder Duo. Now, the highlighter retails for $70. You can see it has really cool detailing where the imprint is actually sequins. And unlike the Chantecaille holiday collection, this is not just like an overspray of that pattern. That is actually the way the product itself is embossed. So immediately very excited about the detailing on this product. The second item I picked up in the collection is the limited edition eyeshadow palette. Let's open it up together. This is the Lumière Graphique Ombre eyeshadow palette. This retails for $88. Also, of course, comes in the signature Chanel pouch. You get 6 shades. And these also have that detail of the sequins on them. Immediately, I'm so impressed by the level of detail because not only do they look like sequins, but they also have like a stitch running down the middle. And then a couple of the sequins actually have the Chanel CC logo. Those are the two items I did pick up. Once they are available for purchase, I'll update the description down below with the links, but for now, they are in store only. I'm not sure of the actual exact launch date. If I find out, I will also leave that in the description below. Let's go ahead and get these on the face, and then we'll do swatches, and I'll go ahead and share my thoughts. I almost don't want to touch the highlighter because it's just that beautiful, but duty calls. I am going to swatch the two shades separately, share what those look like, and then I'll also swatch the two shades that are in this highlighter compact swirled around as well. So here I go in, live reaction of me messing up the world's most gorgeous imprinted highlighter. Here is that rose gold shade. Here's the lighter shade, and then the two mixed together. I also want to do some comparisons. I have a bajillion highlighters and like there are so many I could swatch and compare and dupe, but I thought I would start off with the Chanel highlighter from last holiday season. This is the Éclat Lunaire, and this is that rose gold highlighter. I'm going to go ahead and insert a swatch of this particular shade next to that rose gold shade from the new compact. You'll notice in the swatch I'm showing right now that the highlighter from last holiday season is much warmer and deeper than the rose gold shade from this year's highlighter. You'll also notice that there are less shimmer particles and more of like a brighter or deeper base to the highlighting product from last year's collection. Another highlighter that immediately came to mind when I was swatching the new Chanel one is the Moira Sunglow Face and Body Highlighter in the shade Sweet Champagne. Now, what immediately kind of reminded me of the Chanel one is the like shimmer particles that are in this highlighter. You'll notice from the swatches that the shade is different than the Chanel highlighter, but the formula is very similar. It has really, really tiny, beautiful shimmer particles and overall a really beautiful reflect. Another highlighter formula and shade that I really wanted to compare were the Rare Beauty highlighters, because these are such popular highlighters. They also have several shades, and the two that I own in the pan look very similar to the two shades in the Chanel one. So here we have the shade Enlighten, and here we have the shade Exhilarate. Let me go ahead and insert swatches of these two next to the two shades in the Chanel highlighter. As you can see from the swatches at the end of my arm, the Rare Beauty ones look quite different from the Chanel formula. Not only are the shades different, but also like the consistency of the formula is very different. Whereas the Chanel ones have like a lighter base with more sparkle, the Rare Beauty ones are more pigmented throughout, giving you more of a sheen as opposed to a glimmer that you get with the Chanel ones. Hopefully those comparisons were helpful for you to decide if maybe you want to pick up the more affordable Moira option or stick with like the Rare Beauty ones if you already have them. Let's go ahead though and get this formula on my face. Something I did want to mention that was an immediate bummer when I was swatching this is I thought that the rose gold shade, I thought this was like a duo shade product, but it turns out that rose gold is just a very heavy overspray, which is really disappointing to me. Again, I had the same gripe when I was talking about the recent Chantecaille collection is for the amount of money I'm paying, I'm expecting a brand to not use an overspray. They could have very easily had this be like a duo pan where this half here, like everything was rose gold and not just an overspray that will be wiped away. Hopefully you can tell here where I tried mixing the two shades together. Now this part here that was formerly rose gold is that champagne color. For applying to the face, I am going to apply that rose gold shade or that rose gold overspray to one half of my face, and then the other half I'm going to apply that like champagne white gold. For highlighter application, I'm going to go in with the Sonia G Sculpt 3, and I am tapping into that rose gold top section, tap off, and then whoa, okay, wow, that is really pigmented. Very, very pigmented. It's definitely picking it up on camera, I can see. That is blinding. Something I'm noticing immediately is an emphasis of the texture on my face. And this part of my face doesn't have that much texture. So the fact that I'm noticing that is not a great sign, in my opinion. But let's try the other side of the face using that lighter shade. Also, this is really messy because of that rose gold overspray. When I tap in, it's just getting the overspray absolutely everywhere. Okay, going in with the lighter shade here. This one is also really, really blinding. I need to definitely blend these out. But before I do so, want to make sure you're really seeing on camera just how blinding these are. The rose gold one is a little bit more blinding than that lighter shade, but both of them are very, very like wow factor when it comes to a highlighter. I'm going in with another brush just to kind of try to blend this out a little bit because it is kind of two stark lines on my face. Now that I've blended it out, it's not emphasizing the texture as much on my face. Because it has that lighter base and relies more on those shimmer particles for the highlighter, it's looking like a little, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like a glitter bomb on my face, but you can really, really see the shimmer particles on my cheek, where when I'm wearing a highlighter, I want there to be a sheen as opposed to like little shimmers and sparkles. So that might just be personal preference, but I think that's something to keep in mind with this formula. Let's move in to the eyeshadow palette next. This comes with 5 shades, very pretty neutral shades, great for like day to night. I'm going to insert arm swatches here. These were all one finger, one swipe swatches. They were all very easy to swatch, not powdery, felt very nice and luxe. I really like that last shade on here that's almost like a topper. It reminded me of this formula from the Byzance collection. Each of these quads had more of like a topper shade, and I did just swatch the topper shade from the Peau Imperial palette 308 next to that topper shade in this holiday palette, and they're very different colors, but you'll see up close. I'm going to show you. The formula does appear to be the same. Off camera, I did a quick little eye look using this palette. I used every shade except for the black because I'm on NyQuil right now and I don't have like the mental capacity to not make myself look like I have a black eye while using a black shadow. So we went with all the other shades. This palette is nice. I think the eye look turned out fine. I'm not great at eye looks. If you want to see like good tutorials with this, I will link Sophia Sees Beauty. If she has done her video on this yet, I know she's going to do one. Her eyeshadow tutorials are always amazing. So if she's done one, I will go ahead and link it above. For someone who's not like incredible with eyeshadow, like myself, I thought the palette was nice. I did feel like some of the shades blended away a little bit too easily. When I first applied this brown shade into my crease, it was really easy for me to over blend it to the point where it disappeared, and then I had to add more product. I do really like this topper shade though. I thought it added a lot of dimension to the eye look, and this would be one that I will definitely continue to use. My overall thoughts on this eyeshadow palette on first impression are a little bit lukewarm. Like, I'm not blown away. It's not anything special. I don't think the formula is particularly magical, minus that topper shade, which I do really love. And for $88, that's a lot of money to be spending on a palette where I'm not like immediately jumping out of my chair telling you it's worth every penny. So this one I'm pretty in the middle about. For the highlighter, it's pretty. Like, the attention to detail on the pan embossing, it's gorgeous. And now that I've actually blended it out on my face and it's had more time to like melt into my skin, I do like the way it looks. It's not too shimmery like I originally thought it would be, but it does emphasize some of my pores and fine lines, and I think there are better, more flattering highlighters on the market. So this isn't bad and I do like it, but I don't think it's worth the $70 just for the really pretty pan embossing. If you're on the fence about this collection, I would say skip it. It's nothing amazing in my opinion. I'm also not like a luxury makeup expert. I haven't tried every Chanel eyeshadow palette ever, but just from like someone who likes luxury beauty but isn't a luxury beauty expert, I'm not blown away. I would say if you're interested in the highlighter, I would recommend picking up the Clé de Peau highlighter instead from the recent holiday collection. That one is so beautiful. It does not emphasize pores. The sheen is gorgeous. You can really see it on the cheeks without it being too overpowering. I also want to correct myself earlier when I was saying Chantecaille, I meant to say Clé de Peau. You can tell I'm still under the weather and not fully with it. So I appreciate if you've made it this far in the video. Let me know in the comments below if this is a collection you've been eyeing, if you're going to pick it up, or if you want me to provide any other comparison swatches, especially for the highlighter. I'd be more than happy to do so. And if you're not already, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. I'm almost to 1,000 and it is my goal to get there by end of the year. So I would love if you joined and subscribed. Thanks so much, and I will catch you in my next video.